I want to give you a world with houses, docks, castles, boats, landscaping, quarries, island forts, bridges, portals, megastructures, a market, more houses, more landscaping, more boats, fortresses, cool caves, cranes, even more landscaping, island conversions, custom trees, more bridges, and crazy detailing. And I want to give it to you in Bedrock Edition and in Java Edition, along with a schematic world and the schematic files too. Want to know how? Well, let's go. This is Avomancia. I really love how this world is shaping up, and I've got loads more plans too, including transforming this huge Mayan style jungle temple into a playable dungeon with puzzles and mazes and quests and so many other plans for it as well as trying to make it look absolutely amazing at the same time. And we've already done so much, but it's time we finish this part of the project so you can come and explore it and play in it yourself. Let's finish off one of the biggest Minecraft dungeons in the game. So this is the next area, and I've got to work out, one, what I'm going to do with it that doesn't just repeat what we've already done, and two, how on earth I'm going to get this roof down so as I can do the last level that's on top of it. And the biggest problem we've got is that this hole is bigger than the bit that we can actually use. If you look, this wall's quite out to the side, but around this side we've got some quite indented area, and if I come underneath, you can see that in reality the ceiling is only around about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a sand on that corner. You see it goes quite a way in, doesn't it? So let's come and drop a sand on the opposite corner here as well. If I pop that there. So that's the area that I'm going to be able to use, right? So if I just put one in each corner, and that can teach me where it is I've got to go in terms of bringing in the ceiling, because this is going to have to wrap around over the top, otherwise we're going to end up with a weird looking open area underneath where we've got that quartz. So like we always do, we're going to lay this up with bedrock so you lot can't be cheating and digging through it. So we've got kind of an internal wall and an external wall. And I'm going to line both walls with this mixture of blocks right here, which I think works quite well, which gives us some really narrow corridors that I can do all kinds of things with. Let's just line the inside as well. That looks brilliant. There's not too much space in the middle because I don't want to do anything complicated. The only objective of that layer is to get down from the top, and it shouldn't be too tricky. I don't want to start the test with too hard a test. I've already made it quite tricky underneath. So this one should be fairly simple. I think I'm going to keep it quite open. We'll put the entrance from the upper level down here, I think, just underneath where I've put these two torches. So that'll come down all the way from up here. And I think if I look above, I should have plenty. You can see I've got that stone area above me. So that's the bit that you're going to come up into. But you won't know you've come up into that because obviously it's going to be all enclosed. So that's the entrance, which means I need to block off behind the entrance. Otherwise, well, it's not going to make sense, is it? And that's the first dead end setup, but I'll make it worth it by putting something in these chests. And I've put two holes in the ceiling up there that are directly above where I'm standing now, so we'll be able to get the entrance in. So you'll climb down the rickety wooden stairs into this narrow stony corridor. Maybe you'll turn a few corners, maybe there'll be some puzzles, maybe there'll be some equipment for you to collect, and eventually at some point you'll turn into that main central chamber. I think what I'm going to do is just put in a few simple barriers that shouldn't be too hard to get around if you've got the right kind of equipment or blocks. This one's just going to be a one deep lava pit. I mean, that's a doddle, right? You can get through that without any trouble at all. Followed by a one high wall. Now, yeah, okay, if you cheat, you can just mine that block out, but maybe you can work out a way of getting down underneath it. Perhaps there'll be some stuff that helps you in a chest somewhere above. And as you go around these corners, more and more new bits come to light, and it's just some of it's decorative, some of it's just to try and confuse you, some of it's going to have a purpose. This, for example, that door, it's got a purpose, not just to block your view to what's behind it, but to maybe to hold something back. Because this area is going to be completely underwater. And it's too far to hold your breath. You'll drown. I've made sure of that. So you better think of a way that you're going to get around it. So we've finished up all of this area inside here now, complete with some traps and some puzzles that will help you get out of the traps. And I hope you can hold your breath. And so it's now time to make the entrance into this room. And I think I'm going to do it on this wall. Nothing too fancy, just a 3x3 hole, I reckon. And I'm literally just going to build a wall around this. Now, I was thinking about putting the bedrock in this as well, but I think it might make it too thick. I don't want to lose too much space. I want to try and make this level a little bit puzzly. So I am going to lose a little bit of this floor space to redstone, but I'm going to try and minimize it as much as I can. But I am going to texture this up a little bit. I'm going to try and make use of some of these. Now, I'm not the greatest redstoner, but hopefully we can make something quite interesting. And given that these are puzzles, I'm not going to tell you what I've done. You'll just have to download the world and find out for yourself. Download the world is easy. Details on avomance.com on how to become a redstone patron or above. You get all of this world plus loads of other stuff as well. It'll be great to see you in the community. I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit confused with some of the redstone that I was doing. A lot of it's to do with doors, but it's not all to do with doors, and I had to fiddle around with a way to trigger or untrigger a lot of the mechanisms that you're going to come across if you actually do come and download this world. I'm quite pleased with the result. There's lots and lots of different puzzles. They're not too hard. Some of them are a little bit trickier than others, and some of them mean that you've got to go one place to be able to go another place. Hopefully you don't get confused, but I'd really like to know what you think down in the comments, so do leave me a comment. It'd be great to hear from you. And this is what we've ended up with. All kinds of hidden stuff going on here, but we need to bring this roof down on top of it, and I've got to make sure I get it exactly right, or I'm going to mess up all of that tricky redstone that I've put in there, and I'm never going to be able to fix it. And the first thing I've done is taken out this one layer of the floor. Hopefully that is going to expose everything underneath so I know exactly where I'm playing. And I need to make sure I don't bring things down too far. I'm pretty sure it's 30 blocks. So if I select just this row of hedges just there and do the command / move 30 and then down, that should take that down 30 blocks, and it should, yes, that's perfect, exactly where I want it to go. So now I can bring the entire thing down 30. And I think what I'm going to do is bring the whole lot down. I've selected the top corner up there. This is the bottom corner here, so I'm going to select that as well, and I need to move that all down 30 blocks. So / move 30 down, and the whole lot theoretically should come down 30 blocks and nothing should be broken. So please cross your fingers, because this might go horribly wrong. And it's done it. It has done it, but what I now need to do is make sure that I can access exactly the bits that I want to access. So I've got to come around this side, and I'm going to need to dig in to be able to get to where the entrance is, which is just here. And now this is attached, we've just got one more thing to do, which is to make it accessible from the outside. I'm not going to go any higher. I think we have got enough levels. And if you come into this little bit here, I've already made myself a little hole which brings you down into the steps right to the first level. I'm quite excited about this. Stick in a door right there. Is that too far in? Yeah, that's not going to work, so I'm going to need to take that out, place in a button, that'll open up that door and that'll allow it to close. Let's get myself, I've always struggled. Anybody else struggle with iron doors? I'm an absolute nightmare. Put that there. That opens it from the inside as well. Okay, we're good. Believe it or not, we've actually finished the structure. I thought it was never going to happen. Although we do still need to do something with the surround. I don't want to bring in too much green, although I do want to put in a little bit of green on there, but it definitely needs to appear more rocky and natural for this thing to be sat on. This is the palette that I'm going to play with. Not necessarily all of it. This is a little bit aspirational, but I want to try and merge this forest in across the rocks without making the rocks look too much like they've been taken back by the forest. I'm hoping you'll see what I mean once I've done it. Stairs and slabs are going to make it look a bit craggy. Let's go and have a go at this. And I think this lends itself to a time lapse. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and I hope we end up with something that looks half decent. And I do believe we are done. I'm really happy with the way this has come out. Inside there is some torturous puzzles for you to work out how to get through, to get loads and loads of loot, some really great treasure. And I'm now much happier with the way it's surrounded. If you download the November 24 world, you are going to spawn right in front of this build, which means you can go straight into it and start doing the puzzles. Everything you need to complete them is provided for you. You don't have to come with any kit or anything like that first. The puzzles are going to supply you with what you need. So come in the front entrance and come right up these side stairs, and then along next to these bushes. Maybe explore the building before you go up another level, but then up the second set of stairs, which will bring you out here, and you'll have to head up this third set of stairs. And when you get to the top, you've got a choice. You can carry on up to the top of the pyramid, and if you take the time to do that, that is going to give you an incredible view across this awesome landscape. Or alternatively, you can walk past that oak tree, past this line of bushes, straight into the hole here, and that's the entrance. If you dare. Because the risk of death and getting lost is very real. Can you overcome the puzzles and the monsters to get all of the treasure and get out safely? To download this world, go to avomance.com and find out how you can become a Redstone patron or above. That's all you need to do to be able to download this world, to get this area, this custom fortress with completed interior and awesome basement. This little island castle that I recently did a tutorial on. I really love this. And it's also a trading centre. And this incredibly detailed island town village conversion with the castle overlooking it up on that hill. And while you're at it, maybe hit that like and subscribe button. It costs you nothing, but it really helps out the channel. It took me blooming ages to build this. Look at it. Can you see how many blocks this has taken? And you can also let me know what you'd like to see in this world in future downloads. I'm releasing a download around about every month or so. So do let me know. I'd be really interested in your ideas. I'm really grateful that you have taken the time to watch this far into the video. I put life, soul, and goodness only knows how many hours into this world. And the fact you're enjoying it really makes it worthwhile, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.